Hi, everyone. I'm Logan Baldwin. I'm the executive director of Klamath Film. And with me, I have Felipe Santacruz, director of Disrupting Patterns. Why don't you give us a little bit about your filmmaking background?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of this festival. A little bit about my background is so I've been working within like video production here in Central Oregon for almost a decade in different facets, from TV to film. But really recently, I've been focused on producing documentaries for different organizations like the Bed Parks and Rec District and other awesome nonprofits, and just getting the word out on folks that are typically marginalized within different communities, and just showcasing the amazing impact a lot of organizations are having in our little nooks and crannies in our neighborhoods.
Fantastic. What inspired you to create Disrupting Patterns, and how did you come across this story of these Latino families participating in the Ben Parks and Rec family swim lessons?
So the awesome folks at Bed Parks and Rec reached out to me actually because they had seen some of my other work, and they had this idea. They wanted to tell this story about this program, and um, yeah, just I think for me, when I heard the story and I heard what this program meant to the moms that are part of this program, the stories that they shared with me, I was like, we have to tell this story. We have to tell um, the folks and share it. And I think, at least for me, the thing that really stood out was the fact that all of these mothers had been participating in this program, and as it went on, they started to learn that, oh, we have so many like similarities. We're from, different parts of Mexico, and we've all kind of gathered in this community, but we have this same traumas, the same, things we're working on, and the same goals and ambitions. So I just thought that to me stood out completely.
Totally, totally. What were some of the challenges you faced in capturing the cultural and generational fears of water among the mothers specifically, and how did you address these challenges in your documentary?
Um, I think. I think one of the challenges is obviously when you're working with a lot of interview footage, for example, you sit down and have these talks. I think once you get back to your editing bay, or where you're trying to piece it all together, that's probably where you have the most challenge. And it's more of it just takes time to really be able to, in your mind, piece all of this together. How do I tie it all together? But I think as I, continue to edit and continue to work on the project, and um, it all, I mean, just the stories kind of inadvertently. I mean, came in with like a couple of questions, and all of these feelings and things came out from the mothers, and it just, I was like, oh wow, like even as I was interviewing, I was like, wow, like that's the same experience some of the other mothers have. And but I think it's more of just like, once you have all of that footage, and you're working on this, it's like the toughest part is just trying to like piece it together. And yeah.
Yeah, totally. How do you build trust with the mothers featured in the documentary and make sure that their stories are told authentically and empathetically?
Well, we went and we spent some time with some of the mothers. Um, some of them, I do a lot of other work within the community, a lot of outreach to specifically the Spanish speaking folks and over here. And so I had some familiarity with some of the mothers, and so they recognized me. So we already had some rapport, but we did spend a good amount of time, just talking with them and going to some of the classes, for example, and then going out and taking trips to some lakes. And I just tried to just make sure that they felt like this was a safe space to talk, and that I was going to do my best to respect their stories and their perspectives. And I think once you have sort of that authenticity and rapport built in, I think it's easier to just connect with people. So yeah, that's how
Totally.
it happened.
Totally, totally. As a Mexican documentary filmmaker yourself, you focus on underrepresented communities. How did your personal background influence your approach to telling the story?
I guess honestly, this is kind of a conversation I feel like I've had recently with other folks that have had my own experience, and I think it just comes from being the son of immigrants and having a very unique perspective and trying to shape your own identity. So I think I know that a lot of the kids, for example, might have the same experience that I had growing up in this country. So for me, it was like being able to, um, I think, be that bridge to be able to tell these stories, just bringing up like my own upbringing and um, yeah, I think it's just, how do I say this? I guess, like I said, like I feel like I've been tied almost like between like two cultures. And so I feel like very like a strong connection to some of the mothers and some of the kids in the sense of like I get where they have a unique perspective. And so like I in my work and everything, I try to honor that and to make sure that um they feel like they're being heard and they have their own voice in these situations.
Totally, totally. I totally get it. What do you hope that viewers will learn from disrupting patterns, and how do you think that it can contribute to broader discussions about overcoming fears and cultural barriers?
I think I think at the end of the day, I hope that people find empathy within themselves and really, I think for whatever neighborhood you're in, wherever you are, there's going to be people out there that have those fears, have that struggle or that trauma, whatever it's either swimming or it's any other situation. And I think I hope that people are able to look at this and see if there's anything they can do within their own community to raise a voice for someone else they might see within in their neighborhoods that maybe be struggling with something or need that space to really grow and at the end of the day really be able to flourish in a community and I think that the mothers in this short, they've taken that initiative, but they've really needed the help of, for example, the Parks and Rec District. So yeah, it's just about just advocating for your neighbors, looking out for each other. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that is a great lesson to take away, and just yeah, it's good. It's perfect. Are there any future projects that you have that you're working on that continue to explore themes of underrepresented communities and personal growth? And can you share any details about those?
I right now I have something in development, like a very unique story that I don't want to tell anyone about.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is going to be something about a community like being accepting and supportive. So yeah, I'll hopefully be able to share that with their festival. I'd love to be able to share that, but I got to keep it on the down low.
Totally.
It's a very unique story.
Totally. Well, I can't wait to see it. I hope you do share it with us next year or the next year or whenever it's ready, you know. Um, well, do you have any final words before we sign off here?
No, I guess just thank you to the jury. Thank you to you. Thank you to the people in the audience that are watching this. I think any story that feels unique, you want to be able to share it with as many folks as you can. And I'm so happy to be part of this space. And um, just thank you for letting us be part of your festival. And I hope everyone enjoys the other beautiful films that are going to be available.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Felipe, for submitting your film to the Klamath Independent Film Festival. Disrupting Patterns will be available on Eventive for a limited time as part of our online showcase.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.